To Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Yahweh Kakodash, double honor to the apostles, great millstone that do well. Peace, love, and blessings also to you brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence, make your call and election sure. All right, and also blessings to the very few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. I am that fellow Kanakla coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. This lesson is edifying and exhorting. And as you can see here, Putin says he's ready to use nuclear weapons if Russian state at stake, but there has never been such a need. Okay, so you see Putin, which is, according to the scriptures, references Gog and Magog, which are a group of biblical Edomites that the Lord has prepared to come up against, all right, Babylon the Great. All right, when you go to, I was going to go to Revelation, we'll come back to Revelation, but when you go to Isaiah and many other scriptures, of course, we can go to the book Isaiah 13, and 1 says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. So a prophet saw this, and this was talking about a future Babylon, because ancient Babylon had already fallen. Okay, so Isaiah is speaking, is foreseeing something to happen in the future. And as we go to the book of Revelation, which we're going to get into, okay, that mystery Babylon, this is the same Babylon that Isaiah saw that was for to come, okay, not ancient Babylon. All right, so this is the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. So this is the burden of America, and you go into it, you know, matter of fact, I'll read a little bit of it because I wanted to focus on Revelation 9 without making this video too long. But here we go. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That banner is the scriptures. All right. It says, exalt the voice unto them. And that's the brothers going out and prophesying. All right. And Isaiah, he saw this and he went out and prophesied. Okay. It says, shake the hand, because a shaking hand, you're pointing your finger, you're rebuking. All right, you're letting the kingdom know, as it's telling in Jeremiah 28:8. We'll get that real fast. It's just, and excuse the music in the background. I'm in the parking lot at a grocery store, and I think it's like a concert or something, not too far, a bar somewhere not too far from here. But Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, it says, the prophets that have been before me, all right, because the prophets have been around from the beginning. It says, and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. America is that last great kingdom to rule the planet Earth, all right, and because that's what will happen. The Lord will set up prophets to prophesy against the kingdom to let them know what's coming. And one of the things that it iterated was a war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay, so let's go back to Isaiah, the 13th chapter. So Isaiah 13:2, lift ye up a banner upon a high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right, and this word have reached the gates of the nobles, your nobility, your nobles. All right, starting with your elites. Okay, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have called my mighty ones for mine anger. All right. So certain vessels are used to basically execute the judgment of the Lord through his anger. All right. Even them that rejoice in my highness, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. And these are similes. Like and as are similes. It says, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. And that, and the Lord is hosting. When you have somebody hosting a show, or your server, I'll be your host tonight. He to be the one. So the Lord is the one that's about to serve Babylon the Great, aka America. And what is going to serve him? Verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord, in his all caps, that's Yahweh, that's Heavenly Father, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. All right. So something coming from afar, a weapon that can come from another country or from a far country. All right. And it's prophesied of Russia and all the other nations, even America's allies. All right. We read about that in Revelation, the 17th chapter. But a weapon coming from one end of the heaven, meaning one end of the earth, to another. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. All right, so the Lord, once again, he's the host. The Lord mustereth the host of the battle. Okay, he's hosting this. This is the Lord's plans. All right, so we're going to go to this article here. This Putin says he's ready to use nuclear weapons if Russian state at stake, but there has never been such a need. Let's see what this video says. It's an ad.
Wow.
Excuse
this
the ad.
new Charmin
20,
Ultra
30
Soft Smooth Tear
We'll wait a little bit. We'll read a little bit. It says Moscow is ready to use nuclear weapons. There's a threat to the existence of Russian state, but there has never been such a need. All right. That's why the scriptures say there shall be a time like no other. We're going to get another precept to go with this.
Wavy
But there has never been such a need.
much better for a smooth,
President
more
Vladimir
enjoyable
Putin
go.
Mom,
3
you
seconds.
okay in there? I'm terrific.
Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Our triad and the whole nuclear element is more modern. In general, if we talk about the carriers and numbers of warheads, we are more or less equal, but ours are more modern. Everybody knows this. All experts know this.
Vladimir Putin talking about the nuclear triad. That obviously means delivering nuclear weapons by land, sea, and by air. He also said that only the United States even has a nuclear triad comparable to Russia. So what he's telling the Russian audience is that Russia is a mighty country on parity, as he tries to portray it, with the United States. At the same time, of course, also a threat to the rest of the world, basically, and especially to NATO members, not to mess with Russia. There were a couple other things, Kate, that I think we should also take note of. He warned the U.S. from sending ground troops into Ukraine. Of course, no one said that they want to send ground troops, but nevertheless, he mentioned that in the interview. He also threatened Poland as well, saying that if they were to send ground troops into Ukraine, that those troops would probably want to stay there. Again, the Poles also not talking about sending troops to Ukraine. So in general, a very bullish interview that we heard there from Vladimir Putin out of that key election for him on March 17th.
That's how you go. Very, I think he used the word bullish, meaning like bullyish behavior, you know, trying to paint Russia to be the bad guy. But who cares? The Lord said, I am against thee, O Gog, anyways, in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. But you see how it is, though. But he said there has never been such a need to use these weapons. But thus saith the scriptures, the Lord, all right? And we're going to hit Daniel 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, and we're in that time. Okay, that time is here. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in a book. All right. So when Putin said there has never been such a need, well, hey, the scriptures speak about that time, so it's going to be a need. These weapons are going to be deployed, man. Or these missiles. Okay? But salvation is coming. That's why Michael Yahushua is going to have to send Michael the archangel. Michael the archangel going to be with Yahushua, man, and all the other heavenly hosts, the archangels as well. Okay? But the Lord, who you call Jesus, Yahushua, he's going to be leading the charge, man. But once again, shall be a time like no other. All right. So it's going to be the first time, America dropped they dropped atomic bombs. All right. In Japan. But, here it is, the first time that these nuclear weapons are going to be actually used. Thus said the scriptures, the Lord. So the Russian leader made the comments to Rossiya 1 and RIA Novista ahead of presidential elections on March 15th, in which he is widely expected to sail through to a 5th term in office, and as his full-scale war in Ukraine grinds into a 3rd year. Putin said that from a military and technical standpoint, Russia is ready for a nuclear war, though he didn't say one was imminent. All right. So he's ready. And that's the spirit, man. Read Ezekiel the 38th chapter. I didn't want to get into that those scriptures now because I wanted to stick to a point. But read Ezekiel 38th chapter. The Lord putting a spirit on Magog, Gog, man, which is Russia. So we'll close out with this in Revelation the 9th chapter. Starting at the 12th verse, it says, "One woe is past," so one world war. All right, even Albert Pike, man, and this was written before Albert Pike. You know, they had a plan of 3 world wars. All right, where the scriptures spoke of it prior. All right, and no other Bible can compare itself to the scriptures, or is more superior than the scriptures, because the scriptures hold prophecies, man. It's full of prophecies. It says, "One woe is past, behold, behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter." So the second war is past. All right, now we're in the midst of the third world war. It just hasn't went nuclear yet, which is going to, according to the prophecies as we're about to get into. "And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before the Most High, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of man, which is the wicked." As we broke down many times, there's 3 classifications of men. You had the sons of God, all right. You had the sons of men, which were the other nations, and you had the sons of the wicked, all right, the physical counterpart of Satan here on the planet Earth, all right, which is Esau, Edom. This is his kingdom. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks about. Read the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter, okay, which also talks about the wicked. And then the 4th chapter speaks about a day that shall burn as an oven, man. This is what it's talking about. It says, "The number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them, so 200 million. It says, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of ginseng and brimstone." So do actual horses look like this? No. All right, so it's a metaphoric description of the missiles. All right, it says, "Of the ginseng and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions." Okay, "And out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone, and by these were the third part of men killed." So the fire, smoke, and brimstone gives it away. Okay, it says, by these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone was issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth. I'm talking about the warhead. All right, that's why I said had head is like lions. So the power is in their mouth. So the mouth, if you will, the warhead. It says, and in their tails, because also the tails is the propulsion, the rocket system, basically, that propels the missiles. For the tails were like unto serpents, and snakes move. They slither real smooth. So, when those missiles go up, or you see how they move. Definitely when you see how cruise missiles are shot off from those ships, it makes like that arcing, curvy movement. Okay, it says and heads and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And also, to speak on that tails part, you got I believe it's the Avangard missile, the hypersonic missile. Believe which is able to change trajectory, which is able to move around missile defense systems. Is able to detect and just move. They're unstoppable. Okay, so that's another thing to support that in their tails were like unto serpents, because that's what propels basically a snake, is its tail, man. It says, in the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, because the missiles are plague. All right. The last plague, the seventh plague, the completion. Yet repented not of the works of their hands. They should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass, and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. So the remaining, which will be the elites. That's why now you have these elites. You know, they're going into their bunkers. They're building $1 million bunkers. Okay. They're the ones basically behind all this wickedness and chaos that's taking place. So they're not gonna be killed in this. They're gonna be actually the first crop of slaves, man. It says, neither they repented of their murders, all right, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts, because they are thieves, man, murderers, the wicked elites. So, you know, that's it. I'll probably title as a quick, World War III update. Putin say he is ready, and that's the spirit of the Lord on him, man. Them angels working on his mind, because the scriptures say he shall think an evil thought, man. The Lord, this is the Lord communicating with us, man. Okay, the Lord's communicating with us. It's a spirit. All right, it's an angel, whether it's on the left hand side or the right hand side. All right, it's an angel on that dude's mind, working on his mind to fulfill his will, the Most High's will, man. That's why Putin said this. Okay, so he ready. Salvation draweth nigh, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemi Shai. Shalom to the elect.